Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E42 podcast, and I got myself Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Hav.
What up?
And Mario.
What's up?
And tonight we're going to be reviewing Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at E42 Podcast or go to E42podcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Also, make sure you follow our second YouTube channel called E42 Clips. That's where we'll upload all of our clips. So if you don't have enough time to listen to the whole podcast, we'll post all the highlights through there. Also, make sure you follow our main page called E42 to stay up to date with geek news and films, TV, and video games. The socials are at E42 or go to E42.com to find all of our socials. All the links will be down in the description. And let's get into it, guys, man. Oppenheimer. Yeah, Oppenheimer. I was about to say Oppenheimer. And they kind of mentioned that in the movie a little bit, right? Where people like say Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I thought about Mario because Mario would be saying
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, my bad. Florence Poe.
Yeah, how about open these?
Hey, yo.
But yeah, guys. So if you guys didn't see our story on Instagram, some of you guys might have. For you guys that didn't,
Go follow us.
Yeah, go follow and go check it out. But I guess we'll say it here. Yeah, this movie was. I think we're just low IQ. Yeah. We don't even know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, spoiler review. Oh, wait, should we do a No, honestly, guys, no. I think okay, because originally we would do like a non-spoiler review and then a spoiler review, but then I just think that because of the circumstances, I feel like we just go straight into spoilers and stuff like that. What do you guys think?
I mean, fuck it.
What
I
do
say
you
we
think,
still
Mario?
try to give a non-spoiler like
Okay, you want to do that?
quick
then?
thoughts.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, yeah,
not
we'll
like
do
a review, just like a quick thoughts.
Okay, we'll do like a non-spoiler review then. It's just, I guess the reason why I'm mentioning this, guys, is because, and like I said in the video, if you guys seen it, is because I guess there were some things that maybe we didn't really quite understand,
In the movie.
especially in the third act, mostly because we weren't able to hear the dialogue or really understand what people were saying. Because there's a lot of people in our theater, man. Like, it was packed.
Yeah.
There's
Well, we
a lot
should
of...
say we saw it in IMAX.
Oh, yeah, right. We saw it in IMAX,
Yeah.
laser, and the seats were fucking trash.
Facts.
The seats were trash.
Facts.
It was like the normal seats, like not even the reclined seats, nice shit, whatever the fuck. Like, it was trash, dude. Like, throughout the whole movie, like, for 3 hours, bro, I was uncomfortable, bro. Like, I was just uncomfortable.
I was
like,
comfortable.
My lower back was hurting this shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? My butt hurting this shit. Like,
I was comfortable, but I'm just like, for IMAX, these seats have to be better.
yeah,
They have to be better.
But yeah, but fuck, what was I on? What was I saying?
The movie, like explaining.
Oh yeah. So, and obviously, you know, it was a packed house and everything, and there was a lot of munching and shit, a lot of people moving and stuff. And I also didn't like the fact that like you could see people's heads sometimes. Like they're in the way of the screen, or like when people stood up, they were in the middle of the fucking screen a bit. And it was just like, oh my god,
that's
I hated
kind of
that.
that's kind of given. That's a
Yeah.
given when you're watching IMAX, because since it's like a much taller screen
Yeah.
through like it's just taller through like the length and stuff like that. It's bound to happen.
And so, you know, there was a lot of, you know, a lot of noise, popcorn ruffling, stuff like that.
Candy
so,
wrappers.
Right, so like
That's
I
the
couldn't-
words. The candy wrappers are the
Yeah,
words.
so I couldn't really, like, there's some parts where we couldn't really hear or understand. And so there were definitely things that we had to, that we, I guess, missed and everything. I guess we'll go, like, first thoughts of, like, you know, once we saw the trailer and everything, how hyped we were, like, what were you guys kind of expecting and stuff? Did it meet your expectations and stuff? Let's go with Mario. What do you think, Mario?
I mean, I'm already a huge fan of the director Christopher Nolan already, because he's made bangers in the past. Hob, did he make Dunkirk?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, I want to make sure. But he's made multiple movies that I've absolutely loved, which is Dunkirk. My favorite being Interstellar, and then Inception. All great films, and obviously the Dark Knight series, like those were incredible. So when I first saw the trailer for Oppenheimer, I was very excited because I'm just like, oh my god, I can't fucking wait. This dude rarely ever misses. Because I saw Tenet a couple weeks ago on my plane ride back to America, and honestly, that movie. You say we're confused now, but that movie's worse when it comes to confusion. 'Cause I was watching it and I'm like, what? and
Yeah.
compared to this one, it was way better. But the trailer had me hyped. This is a star-studded cast. You know, we had fucking Rami Malek. What's his name?
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek, who was only in this movie for like 5 minutes, and this man's won an Oscar before for best performance. So it just shows you like the gravity that Christopher Nolan has.
Mario full on critique mode right now, man.
Oh,
Like,
my bad.
no, that's good. I'm just saying, like it's been a while since I heard Mario be like, what did you say?
Star-studded.
Star-studded. And then Javi was impressed. He's like, Javi shaking his head like, oh, I mean, nodding his head like, oh, shit.
He's like, hey, man.
Like,
He's
he knows
like,
words.
he's
That's something I would say.
He said those late night phone
Mario,
calls.
let me stretch your mind real quick from way back. I forgot to mention that in the last podcast on Secret Invasion with me and Hav, he said that to me. I wanted to say because like to go no, it's good vocabulary. Like it's actually good. Like
the complexities of this scene,
right?
Here
He's like yeah,
intergalactical.
For real,
right?
he's like Hector. Let me stretch your mind right a bit. You know, to back where we blah blah blah. and I was laughing in my head, but he was like on a roll, so I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna cut him.
I gotta let him cook real quick.
Let him cook. No, but Javi's really good with his words.
Yeah, I know.
So we make fun of him for it.
It's fun. I know, right? Yo, it's your strong suit, but we're gonna make
like
fun
honestly, if he said that when you said star-studded, I would have been I would have made fun of him. But with you, I was impressed.
I appreciate it.
I was like, what the fuck, man?
But nah, man, I was very much looking forward to this movie. I told Javi when he told me, because I didn't know we were gonna see it in IMAX. I thought we were gonna see it in Dolby. Like I was like, oh, because the IMAX we ain't gotten none near it. It's pretty distant drive, like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was extra hyped because the last movie I saw in IMAX was Rise of Skywalker, and that was terrible. So the fact that this was my second one and it was a hit, I was like, thank God, I finally saw a good movie in IMAX.
Yeah.
You know? But what about you, Hav?
I knew Christopher Nolan was making this movie like 2 years ago because I heard that he was going to be working on it, and I heard he was going to be adapting a movie based on Oppenheimer's life, and I was really excited because I knew a little bit of the person, the real life J. Robert Oppenheimer, and I was excited to kind of see like, you know, what was this guy about, like what was his life, like his role playing into the atomic bomb. You know, how that may have affected him afterwards when he realized, oh shit, I created a weapon of mass destruction that's like fucked type shit. So I was really excited, bro.
Yeah.
And especially when I saw the trailers, the more I got more and more excited. The hype was getting higher and higher. But, I mean, those were really just my initial thoughts before going to see the movie. But like I was pretty hyped to go see it.
Would you say that the movie like met your expectations, or
I think it did meet all my expectations.
Okay.
I feel like it did, despite some things, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll get there.
Okay.
I'm only laughing because Hector laughed in the beginning. I was like, "Why are you laughing?"
Come on, man. He don't even know what the fuck going on. Man. No, but
hell no.
This is a biopic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. With me, man, I think Hav put me on the biopic, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't give a fuck. I don't really give a fuck about biopics like that, like before, like you know, like the Bohemian Rhapsody stuff, like the Social Network, the Founder, whatever. But Hav would always tell me, "Yo, bro, those movies are fire, man. You gotta try them out or whatever." I saw the Founder, I liked it. I saw the Social Network, I liked it. I didn't see the Queens one though yet. And then and then we saw Elvis together. You're like, yo, bro, let's go check that out. I'm like, I mean, I remember telling you I wasn't really interested. I was like, because I don't really like biopics like that. I'm like, whatever. And so we saw it. I loved it, man. I thought Elvis was really cool. And so when I heard this movie was coming out, and I'm like, I knew the concept, I was excited. I'm like, oh shit, pretty cool. And I would say Hav definitely, like, I guess, put me onto the biopics. So I kind of do like them a lot more now. That got me to see Flamin' Hot, that one movie I told you guys about.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that released on Disney Plus, which is the quote unquote like founder of like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I saw that movie and I liked it and stuff. Yeah, similar to like this or whatever. But so yeah, when I saw this, I thought I was hyped. Everybody was hyped and as fuck. And so, did it exceed my expectations, bro? Like, If I'm gonna be honest, like probably not, but not because it was a bad movie. It's just because maybe I'm just low IQ. Maybe there were some things I just didn't understand or like I couldn't follow.
Yeah.
Just because like it was really quickly and stuff. So I guess let's get into like the non-spoiler review. I mean, who wants to, like first thoughts? Like who wants to start off first?
I guess I'll just start with saying that I made a joke in the car. We were driving back from the movie theater where I was like, hey, man, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this was just too much movie for me. I said it was too much movie, man. Basically, bro, like, I feel like I could just sum up our thoughts in, like, you know, like a really short, like, paragraph or whatever. Like,
and, like, if you miss anything, we'll
yeah,
say something.
But basically, bro, we felt like this movie was a really good movie. We felt like it met our expectations. We felt like the acting, the cinematography, and the script and everything, like if we felt like it was all there. It's just that we all had one glaring issue that we had with the movie, and it's not even an issue so much in the movie's part, but more so I guess an issue with us.
Yeah.
And that is that this movie is one of those like, and we pretty much assumed that based on the trailers that it wasn't going to be some sort of big action-packed,
right,
fast-paced movie. The movie's somewhat not like slow-paced, like it kind of takes its time to tell the plot, which is not bad. But because of that, there's a lot of talking and a lot of dialogue and a lot of people communicating and talking and
a lot of characters.
A lot of different characters, and they're all talking in like scientific words. They're talking about fission and atom splitting and hydrogen bombs, nuclear bombs,
like quantum physics,
and all this shit. That I feel like the dialogue is just happening so fast that if you so much as miss a word or miss a whole ass sentence, you could be completely lost in the conversation that the people are having, or just in what the situation is going on in the first place.
Yeah.
So for us, one of our glaring issues was like there'll be scenes where the actors will deliver their lines kind of quietly and we wouldn't be able to hear what they say. We couldn't make out what they're saying. Again, Hector said, you know, there were people fucking around with their snacks and their popcorn, which would make it a little harder to hear.
And it was like a lot of people, bro.
And there was a lot of people in the movie theater, and like I said, just the movie just kind of kept rolling with the dialogue, especially because there are some scenes that like involve like a trial, like a testimony thing, and like there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of important information that we assume was said in these scenes, but sometimes these characters are talking and giving their lines so fast that it was kind of hard for us to keep up.
Yeah.
Again, like you can doze off for like 10 seconds and you'd be completely lost as to what's going on. So there's a lot of parts in this movie that we're still kind of fuzzy on, that we don't really have a clear vision or a clear thought as to what was happening, what was going on, simply because we felt like this movie was just too much movie for us.
Yeah, man.
And we were all talking about it in the car on the ride home from the movie theater, and we said that we feel like we would probably have a much better appreciation for this movie if we watched it again, but with subtitles.
Yeah, with subtitles, exactly.
Because I feel like with subtitles, if you were to read what the fuck they're saying,
you know what's going on.
You would never miss a detail. You would never miss a beat. You would understand what they were saying, and you would kind of be like be caught up with the plot as the movie was going.
Yeah.
Which sidetrack a little bit, but like speaking of subtitles, I mentioned that there was these people that came in, and it looked like they came in what looked like tripods. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that a camera? Is that a selfie stick, bitch? What the fuck?
they about to record this bitch.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Is this how
is this
how Solar Movie gets their fucking shit, bro? You see all the shadow heads and stuff?
Hey, you know, speaking of Solar movies, right? Just really quick, man. R.I.P. to Soap today, man.
For real, bro.
R.I.P. man.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Now I gotta go to Solar Movie where it's all ghetto ass camera recordings.
For real?
And shit.
Solar movie still up? Hey man, fuck it, man.
Yeah, but there's like 100
actually,
different versions.
I mean, for the record, nah, we don't condone any of that, y'all.
We
don't condone any of that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I rent my shit through YouTube.
For real, I be
and Amazon.
I be paying
Amazon Prime.
That's the proper way to do it. That's the proper way to do it. Go
But yeah, man, we saw these people come in with look like tripods and shit. We're like, what the fuck? And then I kind of forgot about it. I was just kind of watching the movie. And then halfway through the movie, I look over again because I remembered. I'm like, what the fuck were those people doing? And they set up this little tripod thing to be like when you were, if you were to be sitting on a movie theater seat, right? It was adjusted to where it was about like your head height level.
Like off to your right.
To your right, and it was like about like the same level as where your face would be, and I noticed that this little machine thing is something that the movie theater provides for subtitles. And so I realized that these people were actually having subtitles and like reading what the fuck was going on, and I'm assuming they do that for like the hearing impaired people.
Yeah, because that area that they were sitting, it was an area for like it was handicap areas.
Yeah, for like wheelchair.
Yeah, accessible like for wheelchairs and everything like that. So we just assumed that that person probably had a disability, maybe their vision or not their not their vision, probably like
just the hearing.
Probably hearing. So that's why they had those subtitles and. Yeah.
And my thing was, I was kind of confused because I was like, damn, like, they're mostly going to be looking at this little machine off to the side rather than the actual movie on the big-ass screen. So, like, I don't know. I feel like, personally, I would prefer the subtitles on the screen so that I'm watching the movie.
Or what about, like, right here, like, slightly below you, like, right in front of you. So you're like this.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I mean?
And we were even making jokes about how that person had subtitles.
That.
And we're like, hey, man, we low-key kind of needed that. You know, that motherfucker not lost. That motherfucker knew what the fuck was going on.
He was the only one gasping and screaming,
oh shit, it's crazy. We're all like, what happened?
No, but yeah, I mean, I've pretty much summed it up, you know, pretty much our thoughts, Universal. You really gotta be really invested in this movie to really enjoy, because if you doze off for just 2 minutes,
especially in the third act,
yeah, that's another thing as well, you know, at least me personally, like, the third act is like, that's when I started losing it, man. I was like, all right, what the fuck? I
feel like they're just like, they're talking really quick, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, they're throwing a lot of important.
And there's different scenes.
It's just a bunch of exposition. It's just a bunch of just like them saying things. Exactly. It's like, if only I knew. If y'all could slow down or speak louder or use simpler words, bitch. Like, I fucking know what you're saying.
And it's not necessarily us saying how, like, we're not necessarily saying that this is a flaw in the movie.
No, of course not.
It's more so like on us. Maybe like how is that? Maybe it's just too movie for us. Maybe we're just not cut out. Maybe we're just not the real movie critics. Like actually, we're not real movie critics. But you know what I mean? Maybe we just can't keep up, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like I said, I feel like if it was subtitles, I think it would be better off for sure.
Yeah.
But because we didn't, people were munching and shit. People were crunkling and their chips and whatever the fuck they had. It just made it more difficult. And excuse me, guys. I'm kind of drinking a little bit. But yeah. So like that's why I don't know. The third act. That's for me personally. That's where I was losing. Like even the first and second act, I didn't really have any issues. Like major issues. But there were times in those acts where I didn't understand like a sentence or like maybe a whole minute dialogue.
Yeah,
I didn't get it. You know what I mean? But I still was able to put the pieces together and figure out what the hell was going on. It wasn't until the third act where like there was a bunch of different gears and moving parts, you know, that you really got to be on your A game and focus up on.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times. There's a lot of times. There were a couple times in this movie where like it cuts between 3 different scenes taking place at 3 different times, like where the events take place, like before and after, and like it cuts back and forth, and every time it jumps between all these 3 different scenes, a bunch of dialogue's being delivered. So just like Hector put it, like if you're not in your A game and you're not fucking invested, bro, or something, like that's where you're gonna get lost. This is where it's examples like that.
Yeah.
That make me go like, bro, if only I had subtitles to at least. Because like sometimes, like I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like watching movies with subtitles even when I'm at home and chilling and shit. Especially at my house, because you know my mom, her job is that like she babysits kids at my house, so I'll have kids crying and screaming. And if I'm trying to watch something, at least with the subtitles on, I can read what's going on and I still understand where the movie's coming from.
Mario hates that. Mario hates subtitles.
I mean,
like when I'm with him, like, which is me and him, I put subtitles on. Man, why you gotta put subtitles on? I'm like, come on, Mario.
At this point, I accepted it. I was like, yeah, you go ahead, put them on.
Why don't you like them?
But when I watch it on my own, I don't have subtitles on.
Like, why don't you like them, bro?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just like, I don't want fucking subtitles on my picture, bro.
But like sometimes I'm kind of the same way. I'm on the same boat as him, but like for certain things, like let's say if I'm watching a stand-up comedian like Dave Chappelle on Netflix, like a new special, I don't want the subtitles on because I'll fuck around and read ahead the joke before he says it.
That makes sense, yeah.
Shit like that. But like if it's a movie, that's fine because like I can just read what they're saying. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like whatever. Yeah. Plus, it's a movie. Like you should probably know what the fuck they're saying to like know where the plot's going. And I mean, hell, we needed that for Oppenheimer, low key.
Yeah, bro.
Right. Not to say, and just to make it clear, guys, we don't want you guys to think that we were fucking lost. All 3 hours of this movie. No, there was a large chunk of this movie where we kind of like knew where it was going. We knew the general idea. We knew how things were going. It's
for me, it was mainly the third act.
It was most definitely the third act because The third act is just a lot of just dialogue and exposition and just characters talking and it's just a lot of fast-paced dialogue that, like I said, man, you doze off for just 5 seconds and you're fucking lost. You're like, what the fuck are they saying? Or sometimes, bro, and like this might make me sound like a dumbass, but sometimes they'll just use like big words. Like they start talking about,
for sure,
they'll start using like quantum.
Mario's dying right now.
It's because he didn't understand either, girl.
You're low IQ, Mario. You don't understand Oppenheimer.
You don't know what the fuck.
You two either, man. You both are low IQ.
Yes, I know.
I know what you're talking about,
I
girl.
do understand Oppenheimer, man. He my dog.
Explain the third act. Explain the third act.
We'll get to that.
But
we'll get to it in the spoilers.
But yeah, man, like I said, you could just doze off and you'll be like, what the fuck? Or like sometimes, like even in like the other parts, like first and second act of the movie, like as much as I appreciate like the scenes of Oppenheimer explaining how to make the atomic bomb, bro, at this point you start bringing up splitting atoms and fission and hydrogen bombs and like they start explaining quantum mechanics. Is that what it is? Quantum mechanics? Or
I think it was quantum physics.
Quantum physics, my fault. Quantum physics. That it's like, bro, like I feel like a quantum physics major in a university would have like picked up. Oh yeah, that makes. But like us, bro, what the fuck? Like
I think they tried
I've
their
never even
best.
dissected a frog.
They tried their best to like explain it and stuff. Kind of like that one scene example where they're putting marbles in in two different glasses. Like they like right there. I think they tried their best to explain it. But you're definitely right. They definitely used.
I thought the marbles was the uranium and the other shit that they were mining.
Oh well. I mean, I just call them marbles, bro. They're probably
no. Like they were marbles.
It's just that they were like counting how much uranium.
Oh no, yeah,
they were collecting.
no, exactly. They were just saying, oh, like a bigger explosion could, would it be better if the thing was small or whatever, like it could be sucked in. They were kind of explaining what happens when the star dies and all these different things. So they definitely tried their best.
Yeah, no, definitely there was a lot of comparisons.
But Hav is definitely right where they did use certain like big words and stuff that maybe some people might not be familiar with. Right, like especially for Danny.
Facts. That is facts, bro.
Oh my god,
that is facts.
Like if a word has 3 syllables, it's a rap.
It's raps.
For him. Shout out to Danny, man. Much love.
Fucking
shout out Danny.
Shout out Danny. No, but you from Mario, man. Like 3 syllables. Mario don't even know what the fuck going on. I want to say something funny, but like we can't get to it because I guess it's spoilers. But
all right, we'll say it later.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I pretty much summed it up. If you, I mean, let us know if you guys have seen it already. Did you guys feel the same? Like, to be honest, I thought I was gonna be the only one feeling this way. I'm like, oh shit, bro.
I think it wasn't until I mentioned it. I think I was the first one to bring it up. Like, hey man, sometimes I feel like was I low IQ? Because like they be saying shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was gonna say it eventually. I was gonna tell y'all, but I was just waiting to.
Yeah, and then you were like, bro, I literally thought the same thing. And like we were all just going crazy in the car, and I was like, fuck,
just
bro, we
jokes.
just didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
But I mean, let us know. I mean, what you guys think? Were you guys fully invested? You guys absolutely were able to follow along with it? Let us know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you guys can make fun of us as well. Laugh at us. Maybe we just
for real.
Maybe we just didn't. We just couldn't keep up with it.
Stupid as fuck. I guess I don't know.
Right, but that's why we're gonna do our best to give an actual analysis of what we think is going on. And always, guys, if we fuck up or whatever, comment down below. And also our ratings. I wouldn't say our ratings are gonna be like super like official.
Yeah.
We're just gonna give our ratings for what we think as of like right now, how we, what I mean. Mm-hmm. And eventually, I mean, we all agree that we'll probably eventually. Well, I don't know about Mario, but when it comes out digital, when it's subtitles, I'll definitely watch it again.
Oh yeah, me too.
And then hopefully in a next podcast that we do, we could bring it up briefly. Hey guys, we just saw Oppenheimer again with the subtitles. Now that I saw it twice with subtitles and whatever, this is my official rating. Like, but as of right now, we're just gonna give the rating for what we were able to digest and comprehend. All right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I guess we pretty much covered everything with the non-spoiler. So Mario, let's go with your rating, bro.
I would say I thoroughly was engaged in this movie from beginning to end. The story is very entertaining to find out how the atomic bomb came to be. I do think this is one of Christopher Nolan's one of his best movies out there. I wouldn't put it as of right now. I wouldn't put it above Interstellar because for me, Interstellar is my number one from him. But I will say if you're a fan of if you're expecting like a lot of action out of this movie, you're not gonna get it here. There are parts where there's a lot of there's action in it, but this movie is very much heavy dialogue, heavy conversation between characters.
If you hate those type of movies, this is not.
This movie's not for you, man. But for me, I like those movies. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Like I said, I would probably give this one as of right now. I want to give it a 10, but like I said, we all of us here, we got lost. For me specifically, in that third act a lot. But I think I'm gonna have to give this a 9. I'll give this a 9.
Especially because that third act, bro, just had like a bunch of like different twists and stuff, and
mentioning people's names that we didn't really know.
Remember,
just because
they appeared so briefly.
So many characters.
Yeah, and I feel like
we
would have been like, oh shit, but like because we didn't really.
Nobody reacted though.
Yeah, no one in our theater.
Like if you really think about it, nobody would react. Like with those twists, nobody would or like nobody would clap or like. And there's a bunch of people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like so, like I mean, maybe they felt the same way too, or something.
Maybe, man.
We should have low-key asked random people, like, "Yo, like,
did you follow along with that?"
Yeah, like,
you follow the story.
Yeah, y'all know what the fuck's going on.
What would you give your rating, Hav?
For me,
yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of the same boat as you guys, man. Like, I think this movie was a really well-made movie. I think it check marks all the different boxes that you would want in a movie. But it's just like, I know that I can't appreciate the movie as much as I feel like I can, just because I know that there are some things that I'm still kind of like, that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
What happened here? What was said here? What was the twist in this? Like, there was just a lot of things that I felt like I missed out on, bro. So I'm determined to rewatch it. It's because I was really looking forward to this movie, and I was hoping to like leave it being like, whoa. And I'm sure I would if I knew what was going on a little better or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely like what Hector said, man. I'm gonna wait for it to like come out like when it's on DVD or something, or on Netflix, on some streaming service. And I want to like watch it again when I have like the time, because it's a 3-hour movie, guys. By the way, keep in mind it's a 3-hour movie, and it's not like it's 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It's well paced. The movie is well paced, but you can feel the 3-hour runtime.
Maybe I felt it more because of the seats, man.
I'm not saying
probably
that plays a factor.
Yeah,
I'm not saying because the movie's boring, guys. I'm not saying because there's 3-hour movies that feel like 4 because they're boring as fuck. You're like, what the fuck? When is the movie gonna end? It's not like that, guys. But you do feel the runtime. It is a long movie, so I'll have to just find some time to like sit down and watch the movie again with subtitles to make sure I don't miss a single word of dialogue, and make sure that I'm caught up with the movie and understanding what the fuck's going on. So my unofficial rating, that's most likely going to change in the future on my second showing, I'll probably give this just like a 8.
I was gonna say that, not gonna lie. I think, I agree with you, Hop. I think I was gonna say that. I think I'm gonna give this an 8 as well, just for what I know right now and everything. Just from what I can appreciate as of right now. Definitely, I truly believe that this rating is definitely gonna change once we, see it again with the subtitles and everything. It's gonna be a grind. 3 hours, man. It's no joke. But yeah, true, guys. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. And I mean, like I said, let us know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? These
guys are dumb as hell.
Yeah, right. Like, fuck, dude. Like, and I said it before, man. Like, this never happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, you were saying this in the car.
Like, I don't think I can't think of a movie where like I left the movie. I'm like, what? Like,
I want y'all to see Tenet now.
Well, you're scaring me, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, you said that was even more confusing.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, I was like disappointed when I saw it, because I'm like, one, am I confused, and I'm just like, I kind of find the story boring.
What? I actually, maybe I lied, bro.
You did see it?
No. Oh. Maybe a movie that I could think of that maybe didn't necessarily make me feel this way, like Oppenheimer, but like did leave me where like, okay, wait, what? Like a little bit. I would say was Infinity Pool.
Oh, that movie was weird.
Infinity Pool was kind of weird, man.
Yeah,
bro.
It's like a simple plot, but it's like they throw shit in there where it's like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would say I think, bro. So I guess I lied. Maybe that was like maybe the last movie that I felt that gave me that feeling like this one did. But I would say this movie made it more, I guess, more apparent, I guess. But yeah, guys, so that's going to be our non-spoiler review. If you guys want to stick around for our spoiler sections, feel free to do so. We're going to get into it right now. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2, spoilers incoming right now. And we saw titties. I just wanted to say that, man. I just wanted to say that.
I did not think he was gonna start with this.
I just
I thought
wanted
you were
to
gonna
say
say,
that.
and Cillian Murphy died. I'm sorry, that's crazy.
Hey, man, we just saw titties, man. And that was the joke I was gonna make in the non-spoiler section. That ever since Mario saw titties, he checked out. He lost control. He lost focus. He didn't even know. What the fuck was going on.
Hector lost what was going on in the movie when he saw Oppenheimer naked
Not gonna
in the
lie,
chair.
bro. Just because the seats were really close, man. Like really close. I was next to that stranger. Like, what the fuck? We were sharing an armrest and shit. We're like, what the fuck, right? Like, we're really close, right? And so when that scene happened, we're like immediately where the chick was on top of Oppenheimer and they were doing it. I immediately wanted to be like, oh shit, like that, like grab you and Mario. But like since I was so close to this person and we were close, like even in front, bro, like we were close to people. I didn't want to, but like I did jump a little bit. I was like. And then I stopped myself. Yeah, bro.
Where he was, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Hector got naked himself.
Hey, man, you know how it be, man.
All right, so for context, right, just real quick,
yeah.
Florence Pugh is in this movie, and she plays some woman that Oppenheimer used to have,
which
relationship with.
her kind of story arc is kind of confusing.
yeah,
we'll talk about
she was
that
one
in
of
a bit.
one of those things, bro. But she's in this movie, and we see that the first time she meets Oppenheimer that same night, they end up hooking up, and she's like, it is legit. Her titties are out, man. She riding him and all this bullshit. So like that was the first time, and then later on in the movie, we see them hook up again, and we see her naked again. And
We'll probably see it 3 times, I think.
Yeah, because then there's like that scene where he's in the trial thing, testifying or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and he's explaining about how like I think he was with his wife at the time.
Yeah.
And he had an affair and had met up with her at a hotel room and hooked up. And like it's one of those things where the wife is listening to him confessing that he had an affair, that in her mind she's like seeing him in the testifying chair, naked, and Florence Pugh's character is on him and she's riding him and all this shit. And I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy.
And Mario was just wondering, like, if they shot that for real. Like,
Bro,
Yeah.
he was like, was that for real or like CGI? Like, what the fuck are you
Because I'm just imagining the guys in the back. I'm like, that must be like so awkward. Like,
I mean, it's acting, man.
yeah, I know, but it's like,
Hey,
I ain't
my
acting,
God.
I ain't acting. I'm for real, man. I'm for real.
Hey,
You little bitch.
hey,
So we're gonna do the sex scene, bro. You think you can do it? Oh yeah, I can do that.
I can do it.
I do all my own stuff.
I do my own stuff. One shot. I do my own stunts in one shot.
I don't even cut away.
One take. All I need is one take.
Just get a close up of these titties.
So you sure you could do this role? Absolutely.
Listen, girl, what
I
you
can
talking
absolutely
about?
do the role. But yeah, guys. Okay, so I guess you know, at the very beginning of the movie, man, it's kind of like a little bit of an origin story, right? Of Oppenheimer.
It's like a catch up.
Yeah,
really.
like he's studying in where was it again? Where was he?
I was some
Was it in
school in
Germany?
like Europe or like somewhere
Yeah,
like
it
Germany
was-
around there. Yeah.
Something like that. You know, he was studying and everything. I guess from what I took of it, he wasn't like doing well or something. He had some nightmares or something going on. Do you remember that?
I think he was.
Like he didn't
just
fuck with his professor. Like he was being belittled or
Bro,
something.
he mentioned that he wanted to poison
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried
his
to.
professor.
Yeah.
But like,
Last second.
Why?
why?
Just
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm
like
saying.
just because like he made fun of him a bit.
Oh,
And I think he was
yeah,
late
to
yeah,
that
one
lecture.
scene, yeah.
Remember, because like he like knocked that shit down. He's like, "Hey, have you not been sleeping or whatever the fuck?" And this is one of the things where I did not hear, is when Oppenheimer says like, "Oh, blah blah blah," and he's like, "Oh shit, you're right," and then they all leave.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part. What the fuck were they? Why did
lecture.
they leave?
It was a lecture.
Some lecture.
It was a lecture.
Oh.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean, bro. It's like these
Yeah.
actors, like, I'm not gonna even fault the actors. It could
was-
just be the audio engineering.
Because
that,
I
like-
heard
Maybe, but like then again, some of them like have accents.
Yeah.
Like Albert Einstein, he
Yeah.
had an accent, and there were sometimes I couldn't understand his accent. Like it was just kind of too strong a
Actually-
bit, and I was like, "What the fuck is he saying, bro? You're my dog, but like,
Oh my dog.
what are you saying?"
That's funny.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
the whole situation of he obviously he like poisons that apple. He's like I guess changes
it.
his
Yeah.
mind. He's, oh shit, he like wakes up in the middle of the night. Oh fuck, like even though he made fun of me and shit, and I poisoned that apple, I can't let him die. Like what the fuck is wrong with me? And he goes out there running and he meets someone else.
It was the guy who gave the lecture.
Oh yeah, and then he's the one that says, "Hey, why don't you go to America or something like that?"
Go
no?
to Germany, meet this other guy who's studying atoms.
Oh
So,
yes,
yeah.
right. Then they meet up, and then what's his plan? Like, why did he want to go to America? Because his brother. He's like his brother had a ranch or something.
I think he wanted to bring what's the word we said? Quantum physics to America.
Yeah,
That's why
well,
he
that
wanted
shit
to go.
hard, man.
Yeah, he's like-
Oppenheimer was the first man to bring quantum physics.
No, the line that was cool as fuck. He's like, he said that. He's like, I want to go to America. He's like, why? There's no quantum physics over there. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring it over there. I was like, damn.
Yeah, bro.
That's hard.
And that whole scene was hard. Like when he became like a teacher, and how like he only had one student at first, and then it started piling up and everything. And
I like how they filmed that.
Yeah, bro.
It started with one. He goes to draw on the chalkboard. It goes back to that one student, but there's 5 more.
No, there's like
Yeah,
bro, and I was like,
I like those
damn.
scenes where like it's picking up and stuff, but then all of a sudden there's like always an abrupt ending, and then it's just we're back to like the
reality.
We're back to the like serious slow pace, whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to see more.
I was telling
of that.
the guys that I felt like the start of this movie,
Yeah.
when it was just kind of starting, like I felt like it was kind of going a little bit too slow for my liking, and it wasn't
I can see that.
until Matt Damon's character came in, the general who comes in and like offers him the
Oh,
Manhattan
yeah.
Project. Right when he walked in on screen and started talking to him about like atomic bombs, the Russians have a 12-hour start. Actually, it's 18 months. All that from then on is when I was like.
Oh,
I
let's
felt
get
the
it.
movie picked up and I got invested.
Yeah.
The beginning, I will say, was a little slow, but I get it. Like it's showing his life,
Like who
and how
he was
got,
and
who he
how he
was,
got
what he
there.
was doing, like what how he got to the point. I don't know. I just felt like it was going a little slow. But once Matt Damon's character came in, and I felt like the movie picked right up.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny about Matt Damon is that Matt Damon was supposed to take an acting break.
Oh,
But
really?
he told his wife, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take an acting break for my wife. I promised her, but I told her I had one exception. If Christopher Nolan calls me for a movie, I'm gonna do it. So Christopher Nolan called him.
But did he know that? Did Christopher
I was
Nolan
gonna
like
say,
know that?
did you know that?
What?
What did
Christopher Nolan know that?
that? Yeah, that he wanted to take a break, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna let that
No,
slide.
I don't think he knew that. It's kind of like I guess a personal thing. But I saw it in like an interview where like he said like, yeah, my wife wasn't too happy when he called, and then she didn't cause like trouble in the house or whatever. He's like, I don't want to get too personal.
Oh,
But
I
it was
guess
funny,
another. I guess another thing that we forgot to mention, Hive,
What?
was the how like this movie's not necessarily just about like the bomb.
That's true.
You
No,
know what I
it's
mean?
not.
It's not.
Yeah, that's
It's
one
not
thing I
just
guess
about
we
the
forgot to
meat.
mention in the non-spoiler, where like it's really mostly about Oppenheimer's perspective and like his moralities, like and him like kind of going through it within himself and stuff. It's like really his story. He's not necessarily about the bomb. Like
No.
that. You
And
know
I
what mean?
assumed it was going to be that. way.
Yeah.
The movie called Oppenheimer. I'm assuming that it wasn't going to be.
Yeah, but just in case, you know, like
the bomb.
just in case if people just think it's just gonna be about the bomb or whatever the fuck, you know. Which that whole thing was pretty cool though, how it got to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, guys, he's just gets to becomes that teacher over there, quantum physics and stuff. That's U.S. soldier guy ends up picking him up to do the project. He ends up recruiting other physicists and all these other different people. Now they're working together to create this bomb, and that's what their whole journey is going through.
Yeah.
And obviously, in the third act is finally the aftermath of them creating the bomb and the bombing of Hiroshima and what was it?
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki. Yeah, right.
The two bombs that they dropped on Japan.
Right. So the aftermath, and obviously, we go to trial just because apparently there was a Russian Soviet spy while working with Oppenheimer while they were creating
The bomb.
the bomb.
The bomb.
And then that's where the whole like synopsis summary of like the whole movie. There's definitely a lot of different details and little mini like I guess subsidiaries, would that be the right word? Little side plots, little side details that we miss and stuff. Like I guess like that one drama with the girl, the girl that was shirtless. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Where they were together, but for some reason she didn't want to be with him, which I didn't really fully understand.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it was because like she
was a communist.
She was a communist, and obviously Oppenheimer he
Didn't like,
he was
he was like a
from what
wasn't he
I
like a
understood
liberal?
like he
Didn't say was like a
supported
liberal?
ideas. What'd you say?
A liberal. Didn't say he was like a liberal.
Yeah, he was a Democrat. That's what he identified as later in the
something like
movie.
that.
But I think at that point he said like I'm open to shit, but I'm not gonna say I'm a communist. And I think at the time when she was telling him that, he knew about like Matt Damon's character and all that
Yeah.
shit, which is why she didn't want to be with him, because she's like, I don't want to be with you if you're not a communist. But then it got weird because I was like, but like I always call, I always answer, I always be there. I'm just like, what's the whole point of this?
Maybe just like the fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, maybe they just they're attracted to each other.
Hey man, if she calling me, I'm picking up.
Oh yeah.
Like what the fuck?
I'll be, oh,
Come on, Alan.
That's funny.
Nah, she's too bad for him though.
But
Ooh, that's crazy.
Hey man, sorry Oppenheimer, man. Ain't no way you pulling baddies like that.
Yo, he was pulling a lot in this movie, bro.
I think she was only baddie. She was
like,
only baddie though, in my opinion.
Okay, but like he slept. We confirmed he got 3 bodies. Her, that one dude's wife.
He only got 3 bodies.
And then his actual wife, Oppenheimer's.
Which dude's wife? That blonde chick.
That blonde chick. They said later down. We find out later that
he was having an affair with her for years.
And that's why like that general supported Strauss.
Yeah.
Why he helped them out to fuck over Oppenheimer and laid down.
Yeah, bro.
See, I missed that.
Yeah, it's little details.
Yeah, man. There's a bunch of fucking little details, bro. Yeah. And speaking of little details, I guess I want to talk about the usage of the black and white scenes, right? Mm-hmm. Just to get it out the way with Christopher Nolan, because Christopher Nolan actually came out and said this like a while back. Of people were asking what are the differences of the black and white scenes versus the colored. And it says right here, Oppenheimer uses black and white scenes to present the objective historical perspective, focusing on the repercussions of the atomic bomb, particularly the hearings against Oppenheimer. And then the color scenes is Oppenheimer represent the subjective elements and depict Oppenheimer's perspective, showing his moral struggle and personal relationships. And so that is the meaning behind the different black scene colors in different scenes and whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because that's actually something that I asked.
Yeah.
I had asked about like what was the meaning, because I know Christopher Nolan did a movie years and years and years ago called Memento, and he used that usage of colored scenes versus black and white scenes, and they actually did play a reason for why there were some scenes that were colored, some scenes that were black and white. So when I saw that he did that again in this movie, I knew there had to have been something. So
yeah.
I tried applying the logic of the black and white scenes and colored scenes from the movie Memento, where I'm like, okay, the colored scenes are the past, the black and white scenes are the present. And it's like, no, that doesn't make sense, because we sometimes see the same scene twice, but we'll see it once. The first time we see the scene, it's in color, and then the second time it'll be black and white, and it'll be like, what the fuck? So like, what does that even? Yeah. So I knew that mentality of like, oh, time of events was not the right one. So when you explained it, I was like, oh, a lot of the other scenes make more sense now. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, because I'm determined to rewatch this movie when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, with subtitles on. Mm-hmm. That now with this in mind, knowing what the black and white and colored scenes are, I think it's going to hit different now.
Oh, for sure, bro.
I feel like had I known that before, I would know what to look out for.
Yeah, definitely. And I was going to say the black and white scenes in majority in films, and the way Christopher Nolan used it in this film is different from what majority of films use the black and white for, right? Usually black and white signifies the things of the past. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like what you said, there were scenes here that were from the present that were black and white, and then the same scenes were colored and everything. So he definitely utilized it differently in this film, and it's just between the black and white is the objective perspective, and the colored is the subjective perspective. Involving the moralities and everything. And
that's pretty unique. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, right. It's pretty cool.
He's the GOAT.
Hey man, he the GOAT, man.
But
hey, I don't even know what the fuck happened.
But I don't even know what the fuck happened.
But I know what happened in The Dark Knight, though. And that shit go there.
And I know. And there was no black and white.
Hey man, listen, I don't even know what the fuck happened, bro. All I know is like
I saw titties.
Yeah, man. I know what happened there though.
I got hard as hell.
I know what happened there. They did the naughty right there.
Yeah, I know what happened right there.
They did the naughty.
But yeah, so okay, I guess let's finish up with her character arc, right? She didn't want to see him and everything, but then later on, Oppenheimer tells her they meet up that one time in the hotel or whatever. They end up hooking up and stuff. He ends up saying, "Hey, like I can't see you anymore" or whatever, and she's obviously gets upset. It's like, "Hey, but you said you'd be there when I called.
I needed you,
yeah, something like that." And he says, "Well, sorry, I just can't." And so after that, we get this scene where Oppenheimer is like in the fucking forest or some shit, like crying behind a rock or some shit, and his current wife finds him and is like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on?" And then he ends up explaining and says how she ended up killing herself.
She committed suicide.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck? And the
Left her suicide note wasn't signed.
Yeah, you know, like I don't know, and it got me. I guess what got me confused because I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that saw it. Maybe I'm tweaking. Like I said, maybe when I watch it again, I could have sworn because she like it shows that she takes pills, and then she puts her head in the bathtub with water, but then like for some reason I saw like a hand with a black glove like pushing her head down in the water, but Mario and Hav say that like it was just her like pushing herself in. So like I don't fucking know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
I googled it.
Oh, what?
I googled it. She died from suicide.
Oh, so she did that herself?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck? Okay. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of weird, like to push yourself down, because like I feel like realistically, like you wouldn't be able to do that.
No, I don't.
Just because it's instinct, because like you do.
No, I don't think you can. I think that's why she took the pills.
Yeah.
Oh, so she did. Oh, okay, so she tried the
because
water
it showed
first.
her drowning first and then the pills.
Ah, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. I was about to say, bro, you can't. I don't think you could drown yourself like in a like. Sure, can you drown yourself if you jump in the lake? Like sure, but like drown yourself like in this, like I don't think so. Just because you have that bodily instinct to like
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you know. But if you put yourself in a lake, and let's say you can't swim, right? Then you know you're gonna be trying to get out. Your instincts are gonna kick in. You're gonna try to get out, but eventually, it's not gonna work, and give in. So yeah, that's what happened to her, right? That's her arc or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I guess what do we? Was there anything else? Like, was there anything else before we get to the trial situation? But that things that you maybe
we
didn't
should
understand.
probably talk about the. I mean, we should probably just talk about the actual like them testing the nuke.
That was a whole cool. That was a whole cool.
I was gonna say
shit like scene, bro. Like that shit was raw as fuck.
I would like to see like the behind the scenes of that, like how
Yeah.
how he was able to film that.
Right.
Not just that scene, but in the beginning scenes where they were heavily showing like that one. You know what I'm talking about? How would you describe that scene? It's like spinning, like
What do you mean?
color.
Oh, like when it goes in his head.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about like the atom smashing and like the fission.
Yeah, that. I don't know how you
and all
describe
that
that, but like that was cool. I want to know how he did
Yeah, there's
that.
a bunch of like different visuals
Gotcha,
of like
gotcha.
fission and like the atoms like moving and like swirling and all this
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
And it's cool because Christopher Nolan said that he used no CGI at all in this movie, so all that was practical. But like, I wonder how he managed
how
to
do you do that?
create.
That's why I'm so intrigued, bro.
You know how he did it? You know those how you like those little lasers where you could draw pictures and shit.
Oh,
Like those, like your laser
funny.
drawing or some shit. That's how he did it, man. He be spinning that shit.
we're just real quick.
Yeah, like
right.
that's how he was.
And he'd be like,
And then just
"God
speed it
damn,
up.
that's goddamn."
Easy money, man.
Yeah, he's a money man.
And he got the lasers, the ones where you change the top is in his different shapes.
Oh yeah, it's a dog, it's a cat.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That shit was raw.
That shit raw as fuck. I remember I always wanted one of those lasers, bro, with the 20 different caps. Like,
Yeah, I wanted that too.
fuck, man. But yeah, okay. That whole bomb like sequence was fucking dope, man. Not gonna lie, when the bomb was going off, because obviously they do that signature countdown that we see in the trailer, like 1, 2, like 10, 5, 10, 9, yeah, all that shit. And I was expecting the explosion, right? I was like, oh shit, it's about to be lit. But then obviously it goes all slow motion where you just see the light. And obviously that makes sense, right? With explosions, you see the light first and then you get the fucking boom, whatever. So when that whole sequence is happening where like the bomb explodes and you just see the light, everyone is turning around, admiring it. And like, even Oppenheimer takes off his glasses and like, he's like, what the fuck's going on? And obviously throughout that time, like the tension that was building through that, I was expecting it, man. I was ready. I was like, oh shit, I'm expecting it. Where is it? And then we finally get that huge explosion, like boom. And I remember the lady next to me jumped. I was just like, oh shit. And me, I kind of jumped a little bit, even though I was expecting it. But like that whole thing was, I don't know, man. That shit was dope as fuck. Like the cinematography in this and like the shots were fucking cool.
Amazing.
The actors was really cool. Fucking what was his name? Cillian
Murphy.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, bro. Like I think he did an amazing job as playing as Oppenheimer. Like you could really see the facial expressions of like him admiring his work, but not only that, him like kind of being traumatized for like what he's done.
Yeah.
Like whenever when they were applauding him and stuff, remember when he did his first speech with the bleachers and shit?
Yeah.
That was like that whole scene was fucking cool. Like how he's giving his speech, and sure the speech was like so like it was like patriotic or whatever, but yet he still had that face like what the fuck did I do? And he's imagining the people like being obliterated from the
bro.
from the explosion.
peeling
Yeah,
off.
bro.
that was a
The
cool
people
scene.
are cheering. Woo, they're cheering, and then he heard like a scream, like a girl screaming.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Within the cheering, that freaked me out.
But like an actual scream, like
someone screaming for their life, bro. That's some like horror movie shit.
That low key freaked me out.
That
too,
low
bro.
key freaked me the fuck out. I was like hell no, bro. And then he's just like he mutes everyone, like he doesn't just hear sound anymore, and he's just walking through the crowd, and then he steps on something, and it's a burnt body.
Yeah, man.
And he steps through like their fucking body and shit. Then he looks under the bleachers, and he's like he's hallucinating like people crying and like holding their loved ones and like shielding themselves, covering themselves for the bomb.
You know, I know what's crazy. That part, I don't think he was hallucinating.
What?
Those people that when he was walking, those people that was crying and that dude was throwing up, I could have sworn those people were the people that was working with him for the bomb.
You think so?
I think so, bro. And like the way I interpreted it was that the people that actually worked on the bomb, they were feeling like Cillian Murphy's character as to where and they were feeling like Oppenheimer, where they felt guilty. You know what I mean? They were like, oh shit, because it's one thing when, you know, obviously like, oh yeah, we just nuked this, we just won the war, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah. But it's one thing understanding that you're the one who created this or helped create it, and you're the reason why like innocent people died. You know, I guess that's the way I saw it. Maybe they could have hallucinated. Maybe you could look that up, or something. I don't know.
I can look it up.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know but I could have sworn the way I saw it, I thought those people were the people that were working with Oppenheimer, and then they were feeling like guilty as well, like him. Because like, remember when the whole when the radio came on, we're like the successful bombing of Hiroshima or whatever the fuck, everyone was cheering and stuff. But if you paid attention, the scientists in that room and stuff, they weren't necessarily cheering. They were just like made it awkward. Like,
they were just standing there.
They were just standing there and like made awkward like handshakes. Like, oh, like yeah, like we did it. You know what I mean? Like, did you catch that?
Yeah.
So that's how I interpreted it. That's what I thought.
That's what I thought, because you're like, I just killed.
Yeah,
I made the thing that killed. What did they say? Like over 200,000 people.
Yeah, including Sorry if you hear a background noise, guys. You know, I got family over.
Yeah.
But bro. Because and later we find out, because in the initial bomb, including both cities, was like over 100,000.
They projected it was only going to be 30 to 20,000.
Yeah, bro.
Around their low ass fucking number.
But with the two cities, it was over 100,000. But then it was like about maybe 200,000 or more because of the like the radiation and everything, that they died maybe a couple days later, a week later.
Yeah, I think there was another scene where like they didn't show us the audience, but it showed like Cillian Murphy's character and all them like pictures. Like here's 31 days after the nuke was dropped, and they showed like their reactions to it, and they all look horrified. It was funny.
He wasn't even looking. He wasn't even looking.
It was funny because this is when that happened, IRL, what they saw wasn't available to the public. Those pictures, it was banned. Like the public couldn't see them, whatever, until I think like a couple years later, it was open to the public to see those pictures. And it's horrifying.
Yeah,
it's horrifying. I think because there's like documentaries on Netflix about World War II. I seen a couple of those pictures, and dude, holy fuck.
And in the scene, they don't show the photos.
No, they don't show it.
Like Mario said. But like you just see Oppenheimer, and he has this blank look on his face.
He's like what the fuck?
Like he looks at the first slide for a couple milliseconds, and then he immediately looks away and he doesn't look at all.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
But everyone else keeps seeing, and every time a picture changes, you hear the like people reacting, like because every photo is fucked, I guess, and he's just there. Like,
no, like legit, look it up, dude. It's
fucking gnarly, bro.
Damn, bro.
It's fucked.
I'm gonna have to
look
it
up.
And ain't they crazy that this movie ain't even banned in Japan, bro? That's crazy. Actually, I don't know.
That is.
I don't know. That was fake. That was fake news.
I don't know what y'all take. No, I'm saying, but like, I'm just saying, like, what y'all?
Let that slide.
Yeah, like, would Japan like be like? Yeah, I mean, I guess let's let's
watch this.
Let's show this movie, a biopic about the guy who bombed our people. You know what
it's
I mean?
One of those things where like you want to like you want someone to go over there who lives there to interview them about it. Like, what do you think?
What do you think about Hiroshima, man?
No, what do you think about the movie? You know what I mean?
Oh,
or in that too. That would be good too. That would be good too. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the bombing in your cities, bro?
Yeah.
Hey man, it is what it is, bro. Like, hey man, I don't fucking know. Yeah. But I mean, I guess speaking of that, right? Since we're already there, right? Oppenheimer gets called, you know, with the president, and they have their own little discussion. You know, how the president's saying, you know, how Oppenheimer is suggesting, all right, well, let's get cracking. Or no, did he say he wants to shut down or he wanted to keep expanding?
He wanted to stop the hydrogen bomb. Because hydrogen.
Okay.
Which is different from what they made.
Yeah.
And that failed. And he also wanted to like tell the president that he feels like there's blood on his hands, Oppenheimer's. But the president's just like, Oppenheimer. No one cares that you made the bomb.
Yeah.
They care about the person who used it.
Yeah.
Which is me.
Right.
People are gonna remember me, not you. And then he hands him a towel, his handkerchief, and then he's like, "Get this." I forget what he says.
Don't let this crybaby.
Yeah, there you go.
He says something like that. But like even in that scene though, didn't Oppenheimer say that like he was predicting that Russia's gonna have this type of shit too.
Oh yeah.
And then the president was like, "No, they're not. Relax, buddy. No, they're not.
Relax, buddy. Yeah,
you know, but then obviously we know, like, come on, that's true because obviously spies are everywhere, man. And like I said, there was a spy
in Los Alamos. That's what it's called.
Los
Alamos.
Yeah, there was a spy, you know, working with Oppenheimer and checking out the details and stuff. So, you know, fuck that motherfucker.
And I told you on the ride, I was like, bro, like, how did he get in? If he was a spy, like, how did he get
bro,
in
I don't.
there?
They're spies.
That's
man.
crazy to think about. Like, this motherfucker, there was a spy in there. Like, this shit's supposed to be top secret. The Manhattan Project was top fucking secret. How did you get in there?
I don't fucking know.
That's crazy to think about.
There's spies
like,
right
actually.
now, man. We got spies over there.
Hector's a spy, bro.
I might be, man. For real.
Might just have to kill him.
Hey,
for my country.
Hey, yo.
For my country. Hey, man, I might be
on Avengers, bro. On Avengers.
On Avenger level threat.
I'm gonna have to just kill your ass, bro.
Hey,
it's
man.
raps.
But yeah, so you know that happens with you know the president stuff, and then obviously it's Oppenheimer's like feeling really guilty about like what he's done. He's even on the cover of the Time magazine, you know,
with the caption,
"Yeah,
father of the atomic bomb."
Exactly, man. He's just looking at himself like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" But yeah, okay. So I guess let's get with the trial scene, bro. Let's try to dissect that the best we can.
Yeah,
like,
bro, because this is
the part where like I was kind of losing it.
Yeah, because there's just it being a trial is obviously a lot of talking, and it's a bunch of just dialogue being thrown back and forth. And like I said, the volume was kind of not as high. We didn't really know. Some people who were being interviewed in the trial had accents, so we didn't really make out all the words they would be saying. And like
exactly,
there was just a lot of dialogue, bro. And I felt like how only I had subtitles, bro, I would understand what the fuck was going on a little better and stuff. But just it is what it is.
Yeah. So the trial like started because the government found out that there was a spy. Right from the there was a spy from Soviet whatever, and they think that Oppenheimer knew that there was a spy and that they believe that he's a communist. So that's the whole thing, to figure out whether Oppenheimer is a loyal U.S. citizen or is he's a fucking traitor, you know, that knew about the spy and everything. So now they're going to trial. They are like questioning all of his friends, all the people that they know him, and they're trying to get information and stuff. So that's for sure that's what's happening. But then the whole situation with Robert Downey Jr.'s character. Strauss, right? That whole scene I didn't really understand because he's trying to pin the blame on Oppenheimer
that he was like
he was a communist, that he did know about the spy, right? And I guess what made me confused is like in the beginning of the movie they were cool, like they were chilling, so like why try to switch up on him? And I remember Mario mentioned that like in a certain trial, I guess Mario's coming out of the bathroom right now, maybe you could explain, Mario, why Robert Downey why Strauss was trying to blame Oppenheimer. Like, what was the beef for? Like, what the fuck? Why is he trying to make it seem that Oppenheimer is an actual communist and knew about the spy?
So in one of the scenes, like, you know how this movie cuts back to a lot of the different scenes. So in one of the scenes they cut to Cillian Murphy's character talking to some board, right? And Strauss's character, who's played by Robert Downey Jr., is in the back. And Oppenheimer is just making these jokes, and these jokes that he's making is embarrassing Strauss
because they were jabs at him.
They were all jabs at him.
But what was that trial like? What was that about?
That's the problem.
I think it was about.
I don't know, man. Like
I think it was about the bomb. It was about the atomic bomb. That's what I'm thinking it's about.
But about the atomic, like what? Like why?
That's what we're talking. That's what we're saying.
That's where I'm with you. Where this is where that third act.
Bro,
I'm just like,
what was that even scene about? Like, it felt like they served no purpose. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, bro, we need to watch this movie again, but like subtitles so that we know what the fuck they're saying and what's going on.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of scenes that they come back to, like flashbacks, that we're like, what the fuck even is this, bro? Like, is this even part of the movie?
Yeah.
No, but so Strauss basically holds that grudge with him for like years. And it comes back to bite Oppenheimer in the butt right here when he's on not on trial, because that's not, they can't use that because I would give him a platform. Yeah. When he's being assessed for his security clearance again. Yeah. And he sets up the entire thing to
like
the point.
He sets it up so like Oppenheimer will be convicted.
You can't pin it on
Strauss.
Yeah, you can't pin it on Strauss. That's how he sets it
up. But then another thing that I didn't really understand is the whole like Batman shit. Where like the whole twist shit where like Oppenheimer knew and like was pulling some strings of his own. I didn't understand that.
So basically, from what I understood from it is that because Oppenheimer, throughout the movie, people are saying like, oh, Oppenheimer, he's so charismatic, like, oh, he's not like every other scientist. We gotta remember, people like admire this motherfucker. He's very admired, but after the nukes drop, he is the most like world famous motherfucker in the world. Even the president said that. I'm pretty sure he said that, right?
Yeah. How does it feel being the most famous person in the world?
Yeah, and so he basically gained the respect of all the scientists, and that's what happened when he was in the White House when in that one scene when all the reporters are there and he's being judged by these people who were a part of a board, and the guy with the glasses, the Malik actor, he stands up for Oppenheimer, and that's why, because he has the respect of all the scientists. That's what I took from it, and that's how I understood it.
I feel like there's more to that.
No, there's definitely more.
There is
more. But I know it's
this
because
is where the second viewing is gonna kick in with subtitles, that we know what the fuck is being said and going on, and
because I get confused.
I still want to know like Oppenheimer's like his strings, because like they were making it seem like, well, we got a trick. Well, this is what Strauss is doing. We got our tricks of our own, and then Strauss is like flipping out, and then one of his buddies that was with Strauss kind of like betrays him in a bit. Yeah, and I want to know why.
What the fuck was that about?
I think he was just like a random dude who was like in charge of like security. That's what I truly think that motherfucker. But
there had to be there was something that we missed, man.
Yeah, for sure. Because right now Strauss is running for cabinet, some shit. He's running for a position, right? And this is gonna be the crowning achievement of his life that he says. Yeah. And that guy is like questioning, but like it's kind of like he's like the audience. He's like, but like I don't understand, like who's setting him up? And at some point, that guy figures like it's you set him up. Yeah, and that, like I said,
I mean, I get another thing. I guess I was confused about is like why Oppenheimer's wife didn't fuck with that one guy.
Then
like you shook his hand, or like didn't want to shake his hand after he was like when years went by, he was awarded and stuff by the president. Like I don't understand that either. What was the beef?
I think. He had something. I think he helped out Strauss. I don't know how. I don't remember. It's one part where, like I said, the third act is crazy. It's crazy. Interesting. So, I'm pretty sure the reason that wife hates him is because he must have helped out Strauss somehow. It has to be, because why would the wife hate him? Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. But we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Then the whole Albert Einstein shit, him having beef with Strauss, or. So, Strauss saying, well, he was probably talking shit about me. Maybe that's why Albert Einstein didn't talk to me or something. But then we have that whole convo at the end. And honestly, the only thing I understood from it was Albert Einstein basically telling him, hey, bro, like, you did this. You're going to have to deal with the consequences and stuff. And this is what's going to happen. And I'm assuming, like, and as he was describing what was happening, it was actually happening. And I'm assuming he is talking from experience and stuff. And not only that, like, I guess one of the last types of conversations or last lines that they have is kind of a chilling moment, because they thought when they first got the calculations of what the first calculations, it seemed that this bomb was going to destroy the Earth, and not necessarily blowing up the Earth by the blast radius, but more so of the chemical reactions that's going to cause to the atmosphere and everything, like radiation,
and actually fuck up the Earth.
Exactly, and that's what they were thinking. That was the calculations and stuff. And so Albert Einstein said, hey, well, looks like that's not what happened, or some shit. And then Cillian Murphy's character is like, well, you know what? I think we were right. I was right, though. We did cause a reaction. And that reaction being that because of his works and because of him creating the nuclear bomb, the reaction is many there's more nuclear bombs being produced, but and not only by the U.S. by other countries, and that's the nuclear reaction, right? That play on words, I guess, because they originally thought it was going to be, with the atmosphere and stuff like that, and like fuck up the entire world and stuff, and then that was pretty much the dialogue that they had right there, because the whole time we were figuring out what did he say to him, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, it was basically that, and basically saying like you accomplished something great in your life, and now you're gonna deal with the consequences of it. But also, people are gonna try to tear you down, which we saw in those trials. Well, not trials, but you know what I mean, where people you worked with are gonna backstab you, and then years later, when this shit's all over, they're gonna act like nothing's happened. Which is why when he's being awarded whatever the fuck award he's being awarded, Oppenheimer. That one guy who the Oppenheimer's wife doesn't fuck with goes for the handshake, goes to shake her hand, and she doesn't shake it back.
Yeah,
which is man. That shit was raw.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Some confusing shit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the third act's mad confusing.
I mean, did we miss anything else? Like, is there anything else that we missed off?
I don't think so.
All right. Do you guys want to just get your final thoughts, and maybe we could wrap it up right here, man? That's pretty much we can't. What do you think?
I would say another scene that I enjoyed a lot was when they were questioning Oppenheimer's wife in that one room, in the way that she was. It was a really cool scene. The way where she was like basically saying like "fuck you, bitch," give me like, how dare you think my husband's a fucking communist? Like, how dare you?
She was basically snapping back.
Yeah, bro, that shit was raw because that guy was pissing me off, bro. I was like, fuck this dude.
Yeah, the interrogator.
Yeah, fuck that. That was a cool scene. But I don't know if you have any other scenes y'all want to talk about.
That was cool. I mean, there was a bunch of like cool scenes, especially like the whole bomb situation. But yeah, I just wanted to cover like the most important things. I know there was like small details and stuff, but I can't necessarily like pinpoint what. I just want to make sure I cover everything, and hopefully the way that we describe the trial, I guess, makes sense. You know what I mean? That's at least that's how we took of it. And hopefully, we'll let you guys know once we see it again. We'll have an eye, right? Once we see it again and everything. If our ratings ever change or whatever the fuck, we'll definitely let you guys know. I'm pretty sure we covered everything, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I think so. Do you have anything else you want to mention?
I think that's pretty much it, guys. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, man, I wanted to come out this theater and be like, yo, this shit lit 10 out of 10. But I came out as like, all right, so like, what really happened at the end?
Yeah,
are we low IQ? Probably, man. I know Mario low IQ, so he couldn't understand it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it right there. We hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, take care.
Peace.
See ya.